welcome. My name's Karen and welcome to the Orange Couch. And today we have with us Annette Higginson. So Annette, we've brought on today because we're seeing an increase in women in the property industry and real estate industry and alike, so including everything from renovations to mortgage brokers. And we love to talk with women, obviously, investor, in regards to their experiences and just in general how they go about getting into the industry. So, Annette, welcome.
Thank you, Karen. I'm so happy to be here. I'm very excited.
And Annette is a new home consultant for a builder in Brisbane. And I guess we came across each other across socials. So Annette found us on InvestHer and reached out, and I reached out and said, welcome. Thanks for joining InvestHer, and you replied with a video, which I thought, wow, this girl's got a bit of go about her. I like this. And naturally we started chatting and here you are. So welcome again. Annette, tell us, what made you get into property?
Well, I suppose, Karen, I was at that point where COVID basically grounded us, and initially I was actually up north in far north Queensland working for a university. And I felt in the back of my mind property was always something that interested me and intrigued me. But I suppose maybe due to my own limiting beliefs, like, oh, I'm too young, I don't have enough experience in property, I was kind of holding myself back from taking that leap. But I think because I couldn't actually fulfill my role to the fullest extent with international travel and so forth, I thought there's no better time than right now. So I literally took the leap of faith. I saw actually a job advertised on Seek at the time, and I thought, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I might as well just throw my hat in the ring. Yep. One thing led to another. I was invited for an interview, flew down, sat the interview and was offered the job. So things basically just fell into place. And I think at that point in time, I thought now is the time because, being in sort of my mid-20s, I'm like, I can still take on risk and have time to recover. So there's no better time than right now.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight that you mentioned there that things just fell into place, but it's really important to note that they didn't all just fall into place. You pursued them and you backed yourself and you did it. And I think that's something that women really lack, whether it's wanting to get into property or in any other aspect of their life, really. So you didn't just fall into it, Annette. You pursued it, and congratulations, because there you are, here you are, and
Thank you.
And you're doing your thing. So that's amazing. So I guess you say you worked obviously for a university previous to this. So has your background? Did you have family in property? Did you have what are you sort of black sheep going off sideways with this, or how what made you want to be in property?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question too, Karen. So for myself, my background was in marketing. So, studying at university, then marketing and recruiting for the institution. But it's my third cousin who is a new home consultant, and he's been in the game for 20 years. And it wasn't actually until, I think it was Christmas, maybe in 2019. So just basically on the eve of COVID, before the world officially knew it. And, we were just sort of having a chat about, his role, what he does. And I thought, wow, just the thought of being able to help people achieve their goals in a meaningful capacity. And what appealed to me, particularly in the new home sales space, was the fact that, for some it's off the plan, but we're working right through to custom built. So in the same vein, we're working from conceptualization through to completion in bringing to life a project. And he saw something in me and he said, oh, you've got the personality, you've got the drive, why don't you give it a red hot crack?
Yeah.
And then COVID ensued. So I felt that was kind of the push and the nudge. And like you said too, Karen, you've got to take inspired, aligned action to get you towards your goals. So yeah, I think it's a credit to him sort of, planting that seed. And over time, you kind of, you ponder over it a little bit more. And then I think when COVID hit, I'm like, right, it's now or never. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I love that. There's lots of stories like that with COVID, I feel. Albeit that it was the doom and gloom of our time, of hopefully what we'll ever experience, there's been a lot of positives come out of it, in the way that I've heard lots of entrepreneurs have come out and started their own business, or found weaknesses in our workplaces, and therefore moved into that space. So it's great. So I guess now that you're in property and it's something that you're interested in and you've attacked it, I'd like to know from your perspective, what's your reality versus expectations? So what did you expect going in, and what have you experienced that perhaps may be different, or that may be aligned with what you expected?
Absolutely. So I feel for me, I've had to recalibrate my expectations. I think transitioning into the industry at the time where we were experiencing the home builder boom, so the government stimulated the economy, there was massive demand, but I think working with clients, there's a lot of nurturing that goes on, behind the scenes to get them to that point, because, they might have purchased a block, but it's not actually going to be ready and then settled on in the next 6, 12, 18 months and beyond. So I think this whole career path has really taught me to be patient. And that's probably the biggest thing. Probably patience, persistence, being committed, so showing up each and every day, because, the day that we plant the seed is not the day that we eat the fruit. But I find that in the same vein to be really rewarding, because, I think it's kind of like, initially perhaps I was somewhat financially motivated, because I thought to myself, working in a government job, you've got a certain pay packet that you take home each day, and I thought, oh, that's so cool that you can financially be rewarded for the effort that you put in. So it's like a return on investment. But I think at the end of the day, I love helping people to actualize their goals, dreams and ambitions, be it a first home buyer, an investor, second, third home buyer. So that would probably be the biggest things. Yeah,
that's so nice, isn't it? It really is like a rewarding part of the job, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So naturally, in the property building, in our industry across the board, it is a male-dominated industry.
Absolutely.
So how have you found that as a female, and particularly a younger female coming in and starting this role?
Absolutely. I feel like for me, Karen, initially it's kind of tempting to want to lead with the dominant, but I think one thing that I've truly learnt is just to embrace the qualities of the feminine, because our compassion, our empathy, our sensitivities, they are truly superpowers. And as opposed to kind of resist that, learn to lead in with that. And just, I think, be true to who you are and be authentic, because I think initially starting out being a little bit younger, where you are working in a male-dominated industry where they've got the knowledge and the experience, but I think own who you truly are and let that shine, because people will see that and they'll connect with that on a much deeper level. So
that's very true, and it brings new light, or new fresh faces, energy. Fresh energy, fresh ideas, and to how to approach things and how to execute, and obviously how to talk to your clients as well. So that's really I think that's a really valid point indeed. So new sales game now, what is the dream role? Is it sales? Is it sales for you? Is it managing a team? Is it what's your dream role really, if we're looking at a 5-10 year plan?
Yeah, it's interesting because I'd pondered on that, and I can kind of see myself working with people to help actualize their goals in property. But I think it's also tying in with, the mindset side of things, because I think even upon reflection, our thoughts influence our beliefs, which influence our behaviours, actions and results. And sometimes we have to get out of our own ways first and foremost. So helping break down those constraints and limitations that are holding us back from taking that, that next step. So I think something where it ties in property, mindset, because I'm very much mind, body, spirit, soul. It's all interconnected. Nothing sort of exists in isolation. So somehow being able to bring that together to, offer that service, be of service to people on a much greater scale. And I feel like I'm on the right track to finding what that truly is. It's sort of a process and journey, but
of course, and there's always forever evolving. I don't think anyone who's got, a bit of drive and a bit of determination, I don't think they're ever done. I don't think they're ever content with where they've reached. I think there's always something new. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
and just like our potential, sorry to interrupt, but even with our potential, I feel like that is truly limitless, and it's that constant evolution, peeling back the layers, stepping forward, moving through, evolving and growing. So it's a beautiful process.
So Annette, I'd like to know for you, do you have like any role models or people who are influential to you? And it could be work related, it could be personal, as an idea of like who you are and what you sort of stand for.
Absolutely. I think I have to give my old man a bit of credit too. So we have a really special relationship too, and I think he's really taught me to just believe and back myself. And as he liked to say, be my own best friend, because, I think we all naturally, doubt ourselves, or, we question and we're trying to keep ourselves protected and safe. But, dare to dream big, strive, to reach for the stars. And that's something that he's always encouraged and supported me to do.
Be your own best friend. Is that what he says?
Be your own best friend.
I like that. Be your own best friend is very true. Very true. What's your dad's name?
Michael.
There you go. Got a few of them.
Good name.
They're not bad, are they?
No.
Oh, good on Michael. Oh, that's really nice. And anyone else you see as sort of influential or sort of who you look up to?
Absolutely. I would also say my current sales manager too, like she is really just phenomenal. She's been in the game 25 years and she is like the embodiment of, the divine feminine. Like she leads with that energy. She's full of energy, love and light, and she doesn't try to diminish or shrink herself. And she just goes above and beyond, and she really is of service, and she just shows up and does such an incredible job, and she has a heart of gold. And I think it's really motivating and inspiring to work alongside her and to have her guiding me and being a mentor. And I think that's probably one of my biggest pieces of advice really, is it's align yourself and be in that environment, where you are surrounded by people who are motivated, who are ambitious and driven, because we're products of that environment, and we're absorbing and taking on all of that sort of energy. So I think it's really important to sort of do a bit of an audit and make sure that you're aligning yourself, with people, relationships, businesses, who share those same values.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. That is very, very true. I guess that sort of leads to, you've answered the next question, which is your advice for females in the industry, or in general, but also, I guess, sorry, you've answered the question, so I've really got nothing more to say on that one.
That's it.
All right, well, I think that just about sums it up. We've wrapped it up pretty quick, I feel, today. But thank you very much, Annette, and we're wishing you all the best, and I know you're obviously very passionate about what you do, and that in itself is, going to lead to great things.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.